All right, let's get right into it. We are about to pull back the curtain on a world of cosmic battles, intense family betrayals, and gods with jobs so stressful they make your worst day at the office look like a walk in the park. This is ancient Egyptian mythology, and trust me, it's anything but a dry history lesson. Yeah, you can just toss those dusty old textbooks out the window. These stories are absolutely packed with more drama, jealousy, and bizarre plot twists than any binge-worthy TV series you've ever seen. It's history, sure, but with a whole lot more divine rage and magical resurrections. So, here's our game plan. We're going to start with the head honcho of the divine family. Then we'll dive headfirst into the most infamous family feud in history. After that, we'll meet the celestial crew that keeps the universe running, uncover a wild local legend, and finally, figure out why these chaotic stories still feel so relevant today. To really get what this world is all about, you have to start at the top, with the sun god Ra. And let me tell you, he is so much more than just a glowing ball in the sky. He's basically our poster child for how demanding and, frankly, how completely unhinged life as a god could be. I mean, just look at Ra's schedule. It was absolutely relentless. His day job? Oh, just dragging the sun across the entire sky. No big deal. No sick days, no vacation. Then for his night shift, he had to journey into the underworld and fight a giant chaos serpent named Apophis, who tried to eat him every single night. And his retirement plan? Well, when humanity had the nerve to complain about him in his old age, he didn't just send a memo. No, he unleashed the lioness goddess Sekhmet to nearly wipe them all out, and then he just peaced out and retired to the sky. Talk about a dramatic exit. And now for the main event. Because every great soap opera needs a central, messy family drama, right? Well, ancient Egyptians' version is an absolute masterpiece of betrayal. This story right here, it's the backbone of the entire mythology. It's all about two brothers, one incredibly devoted wife, and a son who was literally born for revenge. And here you see the core conflict. On one side, you've got Osiris. He's the golden boy. Handsome, wise, the guy who brought civilization to humanity. He pretty much invented farming and wine. A total legend. And on the other side, you have his brother Set, the god of chaos, deserts, and everything awful, just boiling with a jealousy so intense you could probably feel it from the next dimension over. This isn't just sibling rivalry. This is the cosmic battle between order and chaos, all wrapped up in one family. So here's how it all goes down, and it gets wild. Seth throws his big party and brings out a gorgeous, custom-made chest. He says whoever fits inside perfectly gets to keep it. Of course, he'd already measured Osiris in secret. Osiris climbs in, and bam! Set slams the lid, seals it shut, and hurls it into the Nile. But his wife Isis is not having it. She goes on an epic quest and actually finds his body. But then Set steals the body back, and this time he chops it into 14 pieces and scatters them across Egypt. So what does Isis do? She goes on what has to be the most gruesome scavenger hunt in history, finds 13 of the pieces. The 14th had been eaten by a fish, so she had to improvise, and uses her magic to bring Osiris back just long enough to conceive their son Horus. After all that, Osiris is just done. He takes the job as king of the underworld. Can you blame him? And that brings us to Horus, the son born for vengeance. He was raised in secret with one mission: take down Uncle Set and get the throne back. This kicks off an 80-year-long celestial custody battle. And we're not just talking courtroom drama. We're talking magical boat races, shape-shifting duels, and one very infamous incident involving some tainted lettuce that is way too bizarre to get into right now. But the key takeaway is this: Horus wins. And his victory isn't just a family thing. It becomes the divine justification for every pharaoh who ever ruled. They were all considered the living Horus on Earth, bringing order from chaos. Okay, so beyond that main family drama, there's a whole divine workforce making sure the universe doesn't just fall apart. These are the celestial specialists, each with a very specific and very important job to do. So let's meet a few of them. You've got Anubis, the jackal-headed god who literally invented mummification when he put Osiris back together. Then there's Thoth, the ibis-headed god of writing and wisdom. Think of him as the cosmic court stenographer, taking notes during the whole weighing of the heart ceremony in the afterlife. You had Ptah, the quiet creator god who just thought the universe into existence. And you had Khnum, the divine potter who molded every single human from Nile clay on his wheel. The goddesses are especially interesting because so many of them embody this theme of duality. Take Hathor. She's the goddess of love, beauty, music, and beer. Basically, a good time. But she started out as Sekhmet, a terrifying lioness sent by Ra to destroy humanity. The only reason we're all still here is because the other gods got her blackout drunk on 7,000 jugs of beer dyed to look like blood. She passed out and woke up as the much friendlier Hathor. And you see the same thing with Bastet, the beloved cat goddess of the home. She started out as a ferocious lioness deity known for her violent temper. Now let's zoom in from the grand cosmic scale to a specific local myth. This one shows just how the politics of the gods could ripple down and affect ordinary people. This is the story of a sacrifice that turned out to be something else entirely. The story begins in a village bound by an ancient pact. Every 10 years, to appease the crocodile god Sobek and keep the Nile flowing, they have to sacrifice a virgin bride. And this year, before a name is even drawn, a 16-year-old orphan named Leatrice just steps forward and says, "I'll go." So Leah walks into the river and everyone thinks she's been eaten, but she isn't. Instead of being torn apart, she's guided by crocodiles deeper and deeper, descending into a massive submerged temple at the very bottom of the Nile. Inside, she comes face to face with Sobek himself, a being that's both man and crocodile, sitting on a jade throne. And he tells her the first shocking truth. She was never meant to die. Her purpose is something far, far greater. And this is the real bombshell, the real reason she was chosen. Sobek reveals that Liat is a descendant of the chaos god Set. Yeah, that Set. Her bloodline carries an echo of his power, a key to an ancient, forgotten alliance. A war is coming among the gods, and she is a critical piece on the board, tying all the way back to that central conflict of order versus chaos. This is the huge shift. Leo wasn't chosen to be a passive offering. She was summoned to be an active participant. The river wasn't waiting for another victim. It was waiting for a leader, a general, to awaken a dormant power. She was the first move in a brand new cosmic game. So after all that divine drama, what's the real takeaway? Why do these strange, epic stories still have such a hold on us? Well, I think it's because they tap into some really fundamental truths about our own world. The whole mythology is built on these powerful ideas. You see the duality of creation and destruction in the same being, like Hathor and Sekhmet. You see the constant struggle for balance between the order of Osiris and the chaos of Set. You see the incredible power of resilience and rebirth in Isis. And maybe most importantly, you see the idea that even chaos has a purpose. Set might be the villain, but he was also the muscle standing on Ra's boat every night, protecting the sun from being extinguished. And that leaves us with a final thought. These stories aren't just about ancient gods with animal heads. They're about the forces that shape our own lives, the struggle for order, the necessity of chaos, the power of resilience, and the search for balance. So it makes you wonder, when you look at the world today, which of these ancient forces are still pulling the strings?